Today, we are going to be talking about the effects of colonization. Um, about a year ago in a class about called Indigenous Voices, I did a project called Decolonization, and basically, I was just listing out the effects of colonization and how to address it. So, through that project or that research, I'll be able to answer the effects. As you can see on this infographic here, colonization essentially led to mass disenfranchisement. Colonization created the mass poverty and famine and political instability that you see in Africa and many parts of Asia and South America. Now, of course, these aren't the only places with the effects of colonization. America, for example, has many deep rooted issues that came from systemic racism and different policies enacted during the colonial era in order to, you know, maximize profit, justify slavery, separate the races, etc. To be clear, this infographic that you're seeing right now is not mine. My original one has been lost to time. I'm able to find the outline, which you saw in the beginning, but for some reason I just cannot find it, so I'm using this just for today's purposes. So ongoing extraction, because of the colonial powers in Africa, created many of the colonies as a way to extract the land's wealth. Example like gold or growing coffee, you name it. Because of these resources that they invested so heavily in, there's still ongoing extraction to this day. A lot of this extraction, for example, can be like African blood diamonds or the blood mines, or the African mines in South Africa, known for their insane conditions. People often link Elon Musk as an example, or his father, I should say. Um, Graphic, you see me discussing decolonization and education, but for today's purposes, I'll discuss how it affected indigenous culture, which is also on the infographic. Um, for example, a lot of indigenous cultures' religion is inherently tied to the land which they live on. So through forced movements, which happen a lot, these days we'll call it ethnic cleansing. But for example, the Creek, the five civilized tribes in the southeast, um, moving them from their homeland bars them from the spiritual world in certain cases. And being deprived of your religion can create historical trauma that lasts generations. Religion in the past was often used as a way to cope. You could say it's like mental health before the past. And with that being combined with losing your home, being combined with losing any sort of power or real resources that you had, created the means of poverty lasting generations in indigenous societies. Because of things like segregation and redlining, black and indigenous people often weren't allowed to get homes. I'm sorry, to get loans or to get homes in certain areas. They were denied the ability to generate wealth over time, essentially.